Prince Andrew's plan to pay for mouldy royal lodge is exposed in tell-all book. Prince Andrew's plan to pay for the mouldy royal lodge has been exposed in tell-all book, according to reports today. Pictures appear to show black mold, cracks and peeling paintwork at Royal Lodge in Windsor, Berkshire. The Duke of York was said to have signed a 75 lease on the Royal Lodge in 2003 and is reportedly adamant he will remain at the property. But King Charles has cut off his younger brother, and now it has been reported Charles, 75, has withdrawn Andrew's annual £1 million living allowance. This has left many wondering how the Duke of York can continue to pay for the upkeep of the home. Yet, it is now believed Andrew has found other sources of income related to his contacts in international trade, enough money to retain the property. A source is cited in an updated version of the book Charles III, New King, New Court. The Inside Story, which is being serialized in the Daily Mail. Author Robert Hardman's source explains how Andrew claims he will pay for his home despite his allowance being axed. The source tells the author, he claims to have found other sources of income related to his contacts in international trade, sufficient to cover all his costs, which would be a welcome outcome for all parties if that turns out to be the case. But as to whether this funding can be relied upon in the long term is another matter. Since 2004, Andrew has lived at Royal Lodge on the Windsor estate, which he now shares with ex-wife Sarah Ferguson. Royal Lodge dates back to the mid-17th century, but it wasn't until the mid-1930s that it got its first royal residence. In 1931, it was gifted to George VI and the Queen Mother, the then Duke and Duchess of York, as a weekend retreat. The Queen Mother made several additions to the property, and it also features a mini cottage or Wendy house called YBWTHYN Bach, which was gifted to the late Queen, then Princess Elizabeth, in 1932. Even after the King died in 1952, it was still used as a grace and favor home by the Queen Mother up until she died there in March 2002, with the late Queen by her side. Following the Queen Mother's death, Royal Lodge was leased to Prince Andrew. Along with the main house, the lease included the Gardener's Cottage, the Chapel Lodge, 6 lodge cottages, police security accommodation and a whopping 40 hectares of land. He was required to pay for any renovations himself, which reportedly were in the region of £7.5 million.